Hey everyone, welcome back to my another session. In today's session, we will see how to automate a page which has links, and upon clicking the link, this link opens in a new tab. So I'm taking for today's demo, I'll take this application for our demo purpose. I will show you manually what's the functionality of these links. So upon clicking the link, we have noticed that link opens in a new tab, and you see the following links. It's going to display the API message here at the same page. So now we are going to see how to automate these links. So this is a bit complex. So for now we are going to learn how the link, upon clicking the link, how it's opening in a new tab, and what's is that an expected URL or not. So let's move on to the coding. So now I'll be opening the page file. So in the page file, in today's session, I'm going to explain each and every line in detail so that it might be pretty helpful for us in terms of learning. In line number 1, we notice that we're going to import page and expect from Playwright. So page represents the browser tab where all the actions like clicking, typing and navigation happens. And expect is a built-in library which is used for validation, for checking the text and verifying the URL. Most importantly, it automatically waits until the condition is true, which makes your test more stable and less flaky. Now, moving with the line number 2, which is your class name. So, you're creating a class with the class name SEP link page. Next, you define the constructor by passing the page object, and then you're calling we store it in the self dot page so that all the methods in this class can access the same browser session. This is very important because it ensures all actions are performed on the same page context. Next, we define the identify and we define the locators. So I think we are pretty confident in identifying the locators. Anyway, I'll show you one example. So right click, inspect the element, and you can notice your ID. So ID is one of the attribute that we are defining here. So now this way, in a similar way, I have identified the locators for the rest of the elements in the page. So we have four links here until self dot not found, and for the API response message, the ID is, if you can notice, you can see the link has no response. Let me do it again. Inspect. You can notice here your ID is link response. So we have given here it is the parameter self.link.response is equal to locator link response. So moving with the next method, we have defined the method called go to URL. So your go to URL, it simply takes you to the URL as input and opens it using the page and go to, which makes your code reusable because we pass different URLs without modifying the functions. Moving with the next concept, which is your methods. So now, as I mentioned, upon we have two links on the page. So upon clicking those links, it is going to open in a new tab. Whereas for the rest of the links, it's going to display the API message on the bottom of the page. Since I am a beginner, I have scripted individually to see how each and every link works. So I can explain you in this session what is the purpose of each line and why I have written in this way. So as you become into advanced, you can combine both, like by using a reusable method, so that makes your coding less. In this, now let me move on to the thing. So to handle this, so you can see that we have a link like home page with a home link. So self.home. So this is the locator we are using for that. So now I have defined a method called link space. So what's happening here? We have an expect page. If you can notice here, you are expecting this page to be open in a new link after clicking this page. So this is the variable home dot page is the value, and we are using the home page as an object to call that value. So basically Playwright Start listens for the page even before the click happen. Once you click, a new tab opens and the Playwright captures it automatically. We then store the new page object using the home page information value. After that, you wait for the page to fully load, then you validate the URL and then you print the message. Once everything has been launched, I also given some timeout to make sure the page when you're recording, so for the page to load. Okay, that's the reason I have given this. So finally, we repeat the same process for the dynamic link as well. So with page dot, we are expecting the page to open in a new tab as dynamic page info. So if you click on that self dot dynamic link, click action, it is opening the URL and it is shows inside that particular session. So once it is success, it will display the message dynamic homepage launched successfully, and then it will close the browser. So moving with line number 42, where I created a method called self created and self dot created link. That's your third link. You're expecting the response to contain 200. If it is 200, it will print the message is success, and then it is waiting for some 2 milliseconds to ensure that the page loads, and this is for the automation purpose. I've used the wait. If you doesn't want wait, you can remove the wait as well, not a problem. So in the same way, I have scripted similar way. I follow the same pattern for rest of the links on the page. For example, for no content, mood, bad request, unauthorized, forbidden, not found. But instead of clubbing everything together, I have written a separate method for us to understand from the beginner level. What is the main purpose of using all this expect? Expect is a library in Playwright which checks if the particular URL is correct, and we are using that for that particular purpose. Now, let's with this page file, we identified the locators, we are passing the URL, and we are telling what actions to perform for each link. And moving with the test file, the test file basically talks about what is the name of the class name that you are going to import and the page file. With that, you're passing the telling the browser which browser that you want this to be launched, whether it's a Chrome browser or Firefox or internet. So Playwright basically supports all types of browser, and then you are creating a page object where you're calling all the parameters. For example, here you have noticed it's a link page to self-created, no content, link.no content, link.no content, self-created. So you're calling all these methods here by performing a click. That way, your test file opens and we are executing this one. Let me run the file. Let me open the terminal, run this file for you and show you how this execution happens. Not sure about this terminal. Let me open up. Yep. It's like, what's the name of the file? You should always run with your test file. So what's the name of your file is the testlink.py. Let's run and see. So now it's been launched on your Chrome browser, and then it's clicking the link which opens in a new tab. And the second one, you can see how the API response message is getting displayed. I'm not performing any action. It's been done from your script. I hope this session was helpful. In next video, I'll show you how to use the reusable methods, and then we can reduce the code in that way. So you have noticed here the test script which I executed has been successfully passed. So see you in the next session. Thank you.